Hello my friends and welcome back. In today's video, I am going to show you how easy it is to make this delicious, fresh, pan-fried salmon. So make sure to stick around and watch. All right, friends, I am so excited to share with you all one of my family's favorite meals that we typically eat almost on a weekly basis, and that is salmon. Now, when preparing salmon, there's not much that I do to it. If it has a nice fat consistency, the salmon itself is really good. So I'm just simply going to show you guys today the ingredients that I use to season up my salmon and how I cook it, and I hope that you find it beneficial. So the ingredients that I'm going to be using to prepare the salmon are half a lemon, some adobo, Italian seasoning, paprika, garlic salt, black pepper, and about 1 to 2 tablespoons of butter for frying. Now, the very first thing I'm going to do is add some lemon juice on top of my salmon. I simply poke some holes like this with a fork and just squeeze it all around. And we also like to add some extra lemon juice on top of the salmon after it's done. Next, I'm going to sprinkle some adobo. I have about 1.5 pounds of salmon here. You really could season up to your taste here. I'm just going to sprinkle some on the top like this, slightly sprinkled so it's not too salty. I'm going to be using some Italian seasoning, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna sprinkle on the top like this. Paprika. Some garlic salt. You can use garlic powder instead if you'd like. Some black pepper. And that is it. Those are the only things I use to season up my salmon. Now, sometimes when we kind of feel like having a little bit of a sweeter salmon, instead of all this, I add salt, pepper, paprika, and brown sugar. And that is so good. All right, now it's time to go ahead and fry these guys up. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna turn on my burner to a medium temperature. Then I'm going to be using my cast iron pan. You do not have to use a cast iron pan. You can use whatever pan you have available, but this is the one I prefer to use. And I typically use canola oil just to have it, you know, non-stick or whenever I'm done washing it. The very first thing I'm gonna do is add my butter in. I'm gonna let all of that butter just melt away. And this is what I am pretty much going to be frying my salmon in. All right, now that our butter is nice and melted, we're going to add our salmon fillets in. For this, I am going to start by frying the non-skinned part first. So I'm going to lay them down like this. And this is just going to give it a really nice sear on that side and a really nice color. And really, cooking time on this depends on how thick the fillets are. I'm gonna time mine and then I'll let you guys know exactly how long did it take me before I flip them over. All right, friends, my fillets have been cooking for about 5 to 6 minutes. Now I'm going to flip it. If this is the right way to flip them or not, I have no idea. Is the way I do it and is the way that works for me every single time. I'm gonna use a spatula. I'm also going to use this little tong. Did I say that right? And I'm going to flip it over, okay? So I'm simply going to take this like this. All right? And I'm going to flip it on this way. Okay. That one's got a little torn there. And then I'm gonna take this little fella over here. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it this way. All right. Now you see how it has that beautiful, nice, caramelized look. I'm going to go ahead and turn my heat down to a medium low. I'm gonna go ahead and close it with a lid. If that's what you're supposed to do with salmon or not, again, I don't know, is the method I use every single time, and it works wonderfully. Now I'm just simply going to leave it covered until it reaches an internal temperature of at least 145 degrees. All right, so our salmon has been cooking now for about 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and uncover it. Now I'm gonna do a temperature check on the thickest fillet. So I'm gonna take my thermometer right here, and I'm gonna stick it right like this to see what the internal temperature is. As of right now, it is reading at a 134, almost a 135, so it needs a couple more minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and cover it right back up. When cooking salmon or fish in general, I always use a thermometer. It is my best indicator of if it's done or not. All right, friends, now that our yummy salmon is ready, it's time to plate it. Now, this is my very fancy way of plating salmon. I just simply used a spatula. There's nothing fancy about it. I take my piece of salmon and I place it on a dish. Now, in our family, we typically love to eat our salmon family style. So I'm going to place both of the fillets for my family to enjoy in this plate right here. Now it's your turn to give this a try. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.